Hello, everybody. I'm the Sonic Arrow, and welcome back to episode 14. The title of this part is correct. I want to punch Ace with a brick covered in Lego bricks. A Lego brick. One of the instruments too brutal for war. Anyway, here we go. Boom. Does he still have the gun? All 7 did was punch him. Did he disarm him? Mm-hmm. They can. He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from a single stream into two branches. It only flows in one direction, it can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork now know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the ninth letter of the alphabet. But I am also zero. No, that's not true. I'm not really zero. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than zero. Zero is my future. In 9 years, I will be zero. Where did she go? June. No, Akane. Where did you go? Why is Clover... Oh, shit. Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the tables on Ace, though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his head. Sure isn't about to take the gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but... He can't get through any numbered doors with just two people. What the hell is he thinking? That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? The hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be alright. Oh well, I guess there's no harm in trying. See if this door still opens. Oh, but he is. Shit, we've got to do something. Maybe we can still get out through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright, we can do this. I've just gotta... No, it's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. Or, is there any combination that'll work? Sure, why not? I don't think I'm gonna need them. Ever again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations. A lot of them. Huh? Oh man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez. Alright, at least I haven't got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see. Let's see. We'd have to leave Lotus behind. Looks like she'd figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel. No way in hell! Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did. For a cop, he sure doesn't have much confidence. Never! Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry. Maybe it's an 8. It's 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9. Shit, if we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that hole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. What if it's an 8 now? I guess this is it. This is the end. Because, hang on. I was watching. Okay, hold on just a minute now. Now, let's see here. Oh, we're in Akane Vision? Wow. Okay, hold on just uno momento. Because... Now, let's see. We are 18 if we don't count Lotus. 18 plus 8 equals 26. The digital root of 26 is 6 plus 2, which is 8. What if it is 8? I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness, was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him and we became one, inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind, 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was the present and the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as 2 movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me. That was my brother, Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age. He ran down a long straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It has been 2 hours since the Nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake. He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down and we gathered around him. Yes! As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers. My boy! Yes! He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say. When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Yes! No! Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling. It looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape. We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already, my brother Owie swallowed hard and answered, Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. I'm not laughing. I'm fighting back the tears. The music filled with the situation, filled with the Kane vision, with menu and stop, and that little bouncing arrow getting on my nerves. Akane died. Wait. I'm gonna cry. Yes, a big man is gonna cry. My voice is cracking. That was intentional. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7. The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Owie, Snake, and 7. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up. That was when I realized... I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to, but I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think, I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt a rush of wind as they passed me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically. It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs in freedom... Run, Akane! Run, 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 run! The door to the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hongo. Gentaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Ace. Run! His smile made my blood run cold. He looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth. Back off, bastard! I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist. There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could. Don't give me that low battery garbage! I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo. He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed. Then suddenly, the door to the stairs flew open, and my brother Aoi burst out of it. Behind him came 7 and Snake. He cried my name again as he leapt toward Hongo. I cried out. But then, Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fist clenched. But his fist never reached Hongo. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. Which ones? What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later... What numbers were the bracelets? The 2 other doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with the 9. I could hear a voice from the other side of the door, a worried, frightened voice. My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room. Then it started again. Junpei vision. Holy shit, man, I knew what it was going to say, but that is one hell of a creepy voice. "17 this, 18 that, pairs of 9 that." She was talking to me. I'm the idiot who doesn't know what it means. Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait, the floor. It's moving. What else can I say about it, but... What else could I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off even as more took their place and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Kid and Paige, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Gah! Man, I wish that thing would just shut up. Let me do something with this! Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Gah! Hey, we're all tense, lady. Doesn't mean you get to shove people around. Sure, I'll just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Huh, well at least it's on now. What's on the screen, though? We need an 8. It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. Numbers range from 1 to 8. Alright, puzzle, how do you work? Oh man, the goddamn voice again. Don't have a lot of time. Shit, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice. It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me? He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled. His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back my hot tears. Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red. I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. I ran to the door with a 9 on it. Grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel. I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room. His horrible laugh echoed across the room. Even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it. I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor. What was I going to do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating, and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. Come on, let's do this! Give me a shot. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed. Come on, Akane. Come on, game! Give me a chance! Seven Lows don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here. Fuck, did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit! I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I had heard it so clearly, like he was right there. I screamed as loud as I could. That's her. She's there. Then that means... Are you in an incinerator right now? I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant. Let's do it! I think I get it now. As quick as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator. And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all this means. I know why the Nonary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god, this is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is... Zero is... Akane Kurashiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her, no matter what. 5 minutes. Okay. The voices remind me of how much time I had left. My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Let me solve the puzzle! Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake trying to talk to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way! Sorry, Lotus. I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I just need to switch these out. Staring isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll just have to try it. Let's do it! Seek a way out. Am I timed on this? I better not be timed on this. Okay. Hint. When I pressed hint, numbers appeared in the empty spots on the grid. They're all single digits. I get the feeling numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. But the square at the bottom. Why does it stay blank when I press hint? Okay, let's see here. R2, 8, 3. R8, 3, 2. Okay, 8 minus 3 is 5. No, that makes no sense. 1AS5. 1A3S507D. Yeah. 1A3S507D. No. Do we have to change them all to 9? So 1 to 5. 4. 2. 1, 2, 3 to R. That changes it to 5. So what am I doing here? Okay, let's see. Okay, we're not timed. I have time to figure this out. So 1 is the constant. Is it an equation? It is. This minus this equals this. And then this plus this plus this equals this. Okay, vertically it adds. Horizontally it subtracts? Digital roots. No. When it's numbers, it adds. When there's a letter there, it subtracts. No. Yes. Wait. No. Let's see. 7 plus 3, 9, 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. Yes. Okay, I get it. So it's a digital root of this. I need to switch them all to the number 9. I think. So 5 to 7. No. That shit. 7 and 7 is 14, which is 5 plus 8. Yes. Okay. I get it now. Okay, got it. So P, let's see if we add 5, gets a 7 here, and then 12, 14, 26, which is 8. Yes. Okay, I got it now. So the yellow squares surrounding it. Okay. Pressing button again makes the numbers disappear. Looks like I can turn them on and off. There's some special meaning to there being 2 modes. What could it mean? If the hint off, all damage spots look like the one on the bottom right. Does that mean they're supposed to match? Make sure all the numbers on the squares in the square is the same. Yes. Needs to be 9. So 5 and 5. Okay, we're just adding 4 if we put in this. We're adding 2 if we put in this. Letters don't do anything. Okay, letters mean nothing. So we take out the R, put in a 5, that's 7. 1 S, that's 3. 1, 8, and 3, yeah, okay. So 4, good. 1 and 5 is 6. 3, Okay, reset. Let's do all this again. Let's fly in my room. I want it to go away. So W does nothing. So 1 and 7 and 3. It's 4, 11, that's 2. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9. Switch out a yellow square, the numbers show up in the hint change too. Looks like numbers are affected by adjacent squares. I know. Switch out 3 or 5, I think the hint number increases by 2, but the hint just adds the surrounding numbers. Oh, hint displays just squares a single digit. Must be calculated a different way. Digital roots? Their digital roots and always be a single digit. Yes, it will. Now shut up, Junpei. Okay, so we need to get 9. We need to get a total of 9. Oh! 1 to P, 3 to S, 7 to R. Password. Please enter password. Nine. Okay, good. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. I hit the enter key. Yes! Yes! Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I had left disappeared, and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst. I can't quite believe I did that. But I'm so glad. So glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane. I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 bracelets Hongo had left behind. Well, 7 of those don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys. Right. Okay, so maybe they had a reason to be pissed off. So what if I hadn't pressed the enter key yet? Alright, nothing holding me back now. Here goes. Wait. Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again! Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell's going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping? Wait, of course. That's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. It's 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake, Clover, me, 7, Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number. Holy shit, of course. You would just have to put the right number into the red and... Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Don't have much time. Man, I sure hope they can trust me on this one or we're all fucked. Alright, no time to explain. Just go. Hurry, 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 hurry. Ka-chunk. Oh, thank fucking Christ. No, no time to be happy. Time to go. Come on, guys, move it. Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. Just in time. And there goes the door. No, don't come down yet. You're not done. We still gotta find the dead. Ka-check. Yes! Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but... I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing. Switch. Beep beep. Chuck chuck. Doo doo doo. No, take the bracelets with you, kid. Take them with you. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother. I cried his name even though my voice was almost gone from screaming and leapt into his arms. No! No, 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 no! You see it, don't you? Right there! I buried my face in his chest and cried again. I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what seemed like an eternity. Just wanted to stay there in his arms forever, but I couldn't. The moment I passed through the door, my bracelet had begun to count down to death. I leapt away from it and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. Oh! I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective who we'd called 7 in 9 years and Snake the blind boy were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open. Aoi was right. It was time to get moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of the surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling stairs to freedom. Time for more running. But if they can get us out of here, no one... We're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? 7 talking? Base 8. No, base 9. Mm-hmm. Q. Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear, any moment now I'm gonna tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell in my body is dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe just a short rest? No, can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. Can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run. Run. Like a bullet down a rifle barrel. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally. Whew. Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together. You're almost there. Sure, you look like a big heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. Felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Aoi's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace, and only because my brother and I were back together again, thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped, were finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone. Aoi whispered. It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Please tell me. Yes, finally, air. 2 scenes away from the end. We're gonna keep going. I'm not sticking you here. Gah! Damn, that sun is bright. Can barely see anything. Huh, I gotta admit, this doesn't look quite like... Wait. You've gotta be shitting me. Nevada. Sure enough, that's a desert out there, with mountains all around it. Hello there, sun. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? The bracelets. Right, our bracelets. I guess I've never really gotten a good look at the underside of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures. Heh. Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. What an experience. Ace, you bastard. No, Hongo. I'm gonna pause right. I'm gonna stop those credits right here. I got a bone to pick with you, Access Gaming. You. It's just a little mwah, right on the edge of my asshole. It's like, nope, don't like that. That was a twist. So we were in build. Well, the Gigantic sank. Duh, that makes sense. Okay, I'm a dumbass. We were never in any danger. That is a. That's a That's a giant middle finger. Basically, I could have failed, but I would have died of starvation. Just. Oh, that's a hair standing up. It's a long mofo. Anyway, enough about my hair. Mother! We don't even get to see Ace die. I wanted to see Hongo pay for his crimes in the fiery pits of the underworld. You know what? I'm going to sit through all these credits to see if there's an epilogue. So give me just a moment, please. Okay, good. Making sure that button worked. There is more. Are you okay? It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town as the sun slowly set. He was half serious and half joking. Thought about it for a minute first. Junpei grinned and... Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing has a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the buildings, keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was a present, you know? Anyway, we jumped in and now here we are, screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. So can't believe we let her drive. Not even a little. Oh, shit! God damn it, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them furious. Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could. The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps. I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out. Plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind. Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do. Well, yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just look empty. No emotion. Looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore. Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get that tape off your mouth. Could at least look at me when you talk, man. I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on. Well, somebody's a little nosy. Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, we'll let you talk, but you gotta behave. Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride. Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn small enough to fit in his palm. How far along are... Okay, second to last. I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently. Yes! The good ending! Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell onto June's tiny yarn body. Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words. The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down towards the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in the warm light of evening, just the two of us leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set and we still didn't leave. We just watched in silence as the darkness deepened and one by one the lights of the town began to flicker on. The best ending. Still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic, but she's still alive now, as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then... How do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense. He's blind. He could have just seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or, wait, maybe that's not it at all. There's one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No, no way. He couldn't. Alice. burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. Alice. End. Is it? Yes. Don't forget your towel. No. June. Wait. Looks like there's ice on the road. I mean, now that makes sense. Like, it's a coffin. Well. Oh, come on, then. Alright, well. There you have it, folks. Zero Escape. 999. I have to say, the reason Hongo did it, not very satisfying. I still want to see him shot. But, what am I to do about it? I can't. Nothing. No. But, I have some words to say about this. Number one, awesome game. 10 out of 10, would play again. Loved it. Loved every moment of it. I would delete all save data just to play it again. That button, that fourth one down. Yeah, I would, await the time, play this again for the first very time. Record it all again, like I had amnesia. I wouldn't care. I'd play it again. We'll move on to Virtue's Last Reward, VLR, the second game. But, before that, I gotta upload this series. I don't want to be running anything concurrently with uploads. Technically, this one's running concurrently with Batman Arkham Asylum. But I'll wait just a while before I upload Arkham City. So, everything's pre-recorded, so I have stuff to upload. Practically everything, like the first couple of videos on my channel were recorded and then uploaded that same day. Then I just started pre-recording, like, why limit myself to one video? I have a couple things to upload, but oh well. What I do know is, this game is great. I loved it. I'm getting close to the end of the Batman series. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. It'll be soon, but yeah, so the characters, the Ninth Man, I wish we could have escaped with him, but then again, he's part of the Nonori project. So no, he can burn in hell for all I care. The two others, that poor guy that was confused as Snake, no one should be exploded to death, but the guy who designed all the technology, yeah, he can blow up. But all I'm saying is Ace should have met the same fate as those two. He asked the third man, the financial investor, a question, and the answer was blood. So much blood. My only question is, why didn't he have blood all over him? Did he block something? Did he ask the man a question in such a way that it could not be traced back to him? I don't know, but I do know I enjoyed this game very much. Like, way more than I should have. Like, The ending was satisfying. We get to hear Junpei start to admit his feelings for Akane in a funny way that made him feel good about saying them. And I only call that out because of Zero Time Dilemma, the third game in the franchise that takes place last. But yeah, just amazing. Just 10 out of 10. Awesome game. I love this franchise. It's my favorite horror type, bizarre, what? Kind of series. Like, I've said this about several other series before. Like, awesome, like, shock humor, shock anything, just shock is the reaction it gets out of you. Zero Escape is probably the one I mean those words about the most. Like, the shock factor in this series, it exists in droves. Like, there's so much of it. Like, if you were to fill a big gulp cup, there would be this game in the form of 5-hour energy. Like, this game is 5-hour energy that's been dumped to fill a big gulp cup. My heart, when I first played Zero Time Dilemma, was had either stopped completely or was beating so fast I did not register a pulse. Like, just and just, yeah, you just filled a big gulp with 5-hour energy. Like, completely filled. Like, the whole cup was full of 5-hour energy. And that is how this game reacts. Like, that's the reaction it gets out of me. Like, my heart's either stopped or it's beating so fast I can't register a pulse. It's Schrodinger's cat up in this bitch. So, just, it's the whole idea of the morphogenetic field. Like, it sounds interesting. Like, I would, like, I have a younger sibling. I have an older sibling, too. But the younger sibling was the one I grew up with. Same mom. Half sibling. Anyway. Yeah, younger sibling. Like, if this morphogenetic crap stuff is true, like, I wonder if I'm the receiver or the transmitter. Like, if I transfer information about math to her, would she become a whiz at math? Would she just got it? Like, I don't know. But I'd have to be doing the same stuff she would. And I don't know what level of math she's in. So, unfortunately, I don't know. I do know it would be pretty cool to transmit that data through the morphogenetic field. So, it's an interesting concept for the entire franchise. Like, the morphogenetic field, I know exists in this game, and is mentioned in Zero Time Dilemma. It's actually a factor in Zero Time Dilemma at some point. I'm not going to spoil Zero Time Dilemma because I'm just going to play through it again. I've basically forgotten everything about Zero Time Dilemma. This game, Zero Escape 999, shocking. Just shocking. Big gulp of 5-hour energy. And you can sip on the 5-hour energy, but no, you have to chug the big gulp cup of 5-hour energy to get this kind of response. Do not do that. Never attempt that. That is stupid. It will cause your heart to explode. Don't do it. It's bad. Only consume as directed on the bottle of 5-hour energy. Only one at a time. One every couple days. Maybe even one every week. Just do not fill an entire big gulp cup with 5-hour energy and then consume said big gulp cup all at once. You will most likely die. I may be an old man at 21, but I do not want to die today. Nor do I want anyone else to die today. Because of what I said here about the big gulp cup. No, 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 no. Do not do that. Never consume an entire big gulp cup of 5-hour energy all at once. Maybe pour the one singular 5-hour energy into the cup, and then mix it in with some sort of other fountain beverage. But not all 5-hour energy. Don't even put 2 in there. That's got double the risk. And if you've got heart problems, like I do, technically I have high blood pressure. I take pills for that. It's that bad. Do not consume more than one. I do not consume more than one drink, like energy drink, just energy drink, anyone you can grab off the shelf. I never consume more than one within a 24-hour period. I space them apart. But I have a feeling that's contributed to my high blood pressure. It's called hypertension. If you have low blood pressure, that's hypotension. So, hypo is low, hyper is high. Just attach it to anything. Like, if you're hypoglycemic, you have low blood sugar, not pressure. But we're getting off topic. No 5-hour energy full big gulp cup all at once. Glug, glug, glug. You die. Bottom line. Do not do it. The doctors would have to either A, restart your heart, or slow it down. You would technically still live for about a week after you died. Your heart would have kept you going that long. But caffeine is bad for your heart, so, and no. No. Just don't. Anyway, back to this game. We've gone way off topic with medical jargon. Good ending. Loved the ending. Mysterious figure on the road, hitchhiking. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. No. No. It is late. It is after 2 in the morning. I am tired. But all I'm saying is, woof. And that's it. Good ending. We did not meet back up with Santa in June, but I did not know Akane had a brother. I don't think that was touched on in Zero Time Dilemma. But what I do know is this game, fantastic. 10 out of 10, would play again. We'll probably play again. Just maybe after a year and a half. I don't know. I do know that it's late. I probably should finish that homework assignment. But I'm not gonna just yet, because story-wise, this game was phenomenal. I gotta get these thoughts out of here before they clog up my brain. Story, phenomenal. Loved it. Loved every moment of it. Fantastic story, fantastic premise. Playing a game that happened 9 years ago. Figuring it out. Loved the twist of Ace being the dude who set it up, and the ninth man being the dude who made the tech. Santa was the helper for Zero, who is June, or Akane. I think that's where they were saying it was going. I don't think they had time to explain it. They probably finished the game and said, nah, we'll just put it in exposition to see if anyone catches it. Probably caught it. But I was looking at the password screen and I was like, I see it now. And I did it. That's the way you solve it. Okay, got it. The puzzles, perplexing, challenging, very good. I liked it. But if they were any harder, I would have needed a walkthrough. I did not. No walkthrough. I swear. I promise. So, that just leaves gameplay. It's a visual novel. It plays visual novel very well. Animated characters, when they have a piece to say. Very good. Very tense game. Sets the tension up very well. I like it. It is very good. Has various elements of thriller and yeah. So basically, a thriller is a type of. It's a genre of media that has thrills around every corner. It's like, like you could see me at various points throughout the series. Very good, very solid. I loved the twists, the turns, and the adventure it took us on. Clover killed me, and that was shocking. I don't hate her anymore, but that was shocking. That earned her a negative point. But Snake brought her back up because if he, I was sure he was dead. I was about to lose my mind too, but he got all 9,000 points and gold star, gold star, gold star. Premium character, just mwah, the good kind, not the mwah. Ooh, I hate that on the cusp of your anus and the whole of your anus anyway. But very snarky. I liked it. Very intelligent, I would say. I liked it. I liked his character very much. I definitely I definitely did not expect Akane to be zero. That was the biggest twist of them all. I definitely liked the fact that Akane disappeared at various points and that we had to transmit information back to the past. Like the whole thing about time travel is beautiful, is beautiful. But this this game is definitely intense at points. Like when Ace had the gun, when Santa had the gun, it's like who else is gonna have the gun? Not us. Santa was just the assistant. I thought he was zero, but then I was like, he put a bomb in himself? But we had no bomb. That's it. No bomb, no detonator, no nothing. He was never in danger. He was an assistant. He played his part very well. The twist of not Snake being discovered that he was not Snake, just beautiful. I was wondering how he got there too, but he was probably on the boat behind a locked door. Sedated, yeah, probably. But I got nothing left to say other than this was a good game. I recommend you play it yourself. Although you saw me do all the solutions to the puzzle, so there's probably no point. But if you want to play it yourself, it's an experience. Either experience it with me, experience it by yourself, or both. Watch the series and then play it yourself. It's definitely an experience. Like, you won't have me to gunk up the experience and filter it through to you. So, you know, something to think about. Definitely play it yourself, though. Every game I play and show to you guys, definitely play it for yourself. There is no experience like it. And I definitely have to say, every experience will be different. So, that being said, thank you everybody so much for experiencing this with me, or through me. You know, just that whole I filter it, kinda. But it's an experience that only you can have by yourself. It's a different experience than if you're with somebody else. So, that being said, thank you everybody so much for traipsing through this quicksand pit with me. Hope you enjoyed. I know I did. It was good. I was always waiting to record the next episode between episodes. There were so many back-to-back episodes that they are in clusters of different days. Strangely enough, I'm wearing the same color shirt in every one of them, I think. I swear I've changed my shirt. Like, I have this shirt, which is My Hero Academia. I got from a family member who got it at Walmart. But enough about clothing. Yeah, just this is good. I'm bad at ending things because I don't like things to end. So, once again, thank you everybody so much for watching. It was a pleasure to go on this journey with you, and I will see you wherever our next journey takes us. Bye-bye!